What is going on, guys? It's another beautiful day out. So I'm out here in the front yard shooting this video to welcome you guys. So today we're talking about a beginner-friendly website that you can use to earn $200 with, and we've boiled it down to 4 simple steps. So if you're new and you're thinking, I'm just looking for a way to make some money, this is the video for you, so stick around. And if you watch until the middle to end of the video or so, we're gonna even show you how to find someone else to do the work for you, so you literally don't even have to do it yourself. That means you can collect the money and pass it off and let someone else do the hard work. I always love when that's possible. So we're gonna dive in and we're gonna break this down. But if you're not subscribed yet, you're gonna wanna make sure that you go ahead and subscribe and turn on notifications, because we're gonna be dropping another video on Wednesday, which is going to be killer, and you're not going to want to miss that, so make sure you get notified of that. Also, follow me on Instagram if you're not already. It's at @HelloPaulJames, because I reveal even more tips to make money over there. Alright, we're going to pass this off to my friend John, who's going to break down exactly how we're doing this method with this beginner-friendly website to make $200.
Hey, what's going on, guys? John here. Thanks again, Paul, for that introduction, and as well, thanks for having me on the channel here a second time in the week. I wanted to share another cool strategy here for you guys in Paul's audience, give you guys some real gold today, and really just give you kind of a strategy to help you stand out from a lot of the other marketers that are making a lot of noise right now in this space, right? When it comes to going and finding clients and prospecting with clients, the biggest thing, it really kind of comes down to building trust with these business owners, right? If you cold call a business and they have no idea who you are and you're immediately trying to sell them something or help them with their business and they have no clue who you are, right? They're probably going to hang up the phone. They're going to be really have their guard really high up, and you're not going to make a lot of progress, right? So I came up with a way that you can find something that you could help business owners with. It's very simple to do, and it doesn't cost a lot of money, doesn't cost you a lot of your time, and it's very, very easy to implement. So the first thing you guys are going to do, step 1, you're going to head over to Google and you're going to pick an industry that you want to work in, right? So I would focus on one specific industry. In this particular example, we're just going to go after plumbers. And then you're going to pick a specific city and a state that you want to go after. If you want to come up with a small list of maybe like 5 to 10 cities, I usually like to just pick cities that are in my local area, and that way I know I'm working with businesses that are near me, but that's definitely not required. So in this case, we just did a search for plumber in Stoneham, MA. So it's a city in Massachusetts. So MA for Massachusetts. And what you're going to see here is these are some ads showing up at the top. We're going to ignore those. And then you have this Google local map pack. So what I actually did is you click on this more places and you're going to get a listing of all the businesses here. Now, if you think about this, if I was a consumer and I was looking for plumbing or heating work, right? Like maybe my heat went out in the wintertime and I need someone to come to my house. There's a pretty good chance I'm going to go through these listings and I'm probably going to look at this based on reviews and who shows up at the top, right? So what you're going to want to do is find some businesses that maybe they're definitely still in business, right? They're not closed, but they have some reviews, but they're not showing up at the top, right? Maybe they're not as likely to get that first phone call, to get that person that's calling them before one of the other businesses. So I picked this one here, this Houghton Plumbing and Heating, and they definitely have some issues with this listing. It doesn't look like, you know, here we're looking at a photo of just like a bare building. There's no signs. They don't have business hours. They don't have a website. So I know that there's some issues here, but I also know that they've got some good reviews, so they're definitely in business. This was only a few months ago, and this tells me that this is a company still around, and they definitely need some marketing help. So what I like to do is step number 2, you're going to head over to a site called Moz, and you're going to search for something called Moz Local. And once you find their Moz Local page, you can see it up here in the top right. You can click on this Check My Listing. And basically you're going to land on a page just like this. You're going to be able to put in your business name and then the zip code. So in this case, I looked up the zip code for Stoneham. It was 02180. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to put that in here. We'll put the zip code. And then I'm going to find this plumbing listing. So I'm just going to do a Control-C to copy. And we're going to come back here, put this in. And I actually already did the search, so I have the results already up. And you can see this is what it found. It found 130 Central Street, Stoneham, the phone number. It's verified. So we click in this listing, and they're going to give you somewhat of a report about what's going on with their business listings. So a lot of business owners, they really don't like having inconsistent information on the internet. They don't want like bad phone numbers or old addresses. And even more so, they don't want to not be found on some of these directories, right? So what this will do is tell me how many of the major sites are we listed on. Are they on Google? Are they on Facebook? Super Pages? And then there's some aggregator sites, like examples of these would be Newstar, Localese, City Search, and then you have a bunch of these other sites, and some of them, sometimes the service will have issues trying to connect to these. So if it has this exclamation, you can kind of just ignore that. But we can see some of the listings might show that they're incomplete or non-existent. So this business does not have a listing on HotFrog, so that's a huge potential opportunity for them. Now the other thing is, if we go to this incomplete tab, we can get some information about, you know, whether or not they're using a lot of photos on these sites. Do they have enough business categories? So here's a bunch of missing opportunity where this particular plumbing and heating business could be adding a lot more photos to all of these sites like Google, Facebook, Yelp, so on and so forth, right? Pretty straightforward. And then you can also look at inconsistencies. In this particular business, they don't have a lot of these problems, but I guarantee you, if you look up like a bunch of different businesses with this tool, you're gonna find a lot of companies will have inconsistencies with the name, the phone number. Maybe they moved their address at some point, so they've got an old address on one site, and on a new site they have their new address. So this is stuff that you need to clean up, or basically they would want to fix. And then there's also a potential of duplicates, which this business didn't have any. So this one actually didn't come up too bad, but it's still got some potential here that what I would do is basically come up with a video to share with them this information, right? So I would find their email address and or find some way of getting in touch with them. You could probably do that through any of these pages. I'd go through their Facebook, their Yelp, anywhere that you might be able to contact them. And once you've found that information, you're gonna head over to, this is step number 3, you're gonna head over to a site called loom.com. And Loom allows you to create little screencast videos where you can share pretty much anything up in your browser. It works really well with Chrome. It's simple to use, it's free. And you know, just like I'm doing now, you know, I do have my webcam on, but you guys don't have to actually be in the video. And a step further, if you wanted to, you could always hire someone to do this on your behalf. Maybe you're not comfortable being on video. Maybe you just, you know, it's something that you're gonna struggle with. What I would do is sign up for a Loom account, whether or not you do it yourself, and I do recommend you do it yourself. You may not be good at the recording at first, but if you practice, you will get better. And what I do is I basically pull up kind of an example of what I showed you guys. Like I would say, hey, you know, I was just searching for plumbers in Stoneham, and I saw here were some ads on Google, but then I was looking through these listings and I saw that, you know, hey, you're way in the bottom of the list. You're like number 5 or 6. And there's a pretty unlikely chance that I would call you before some of these businesses. So the point of this is that if they're missing a lot of this information, like they're missing some of these citation sources that this listing shows, they don't have as many photos, that's a reason that they may not show up as high in the Google local maps. So what you guys can do is record this screen share video, and I love this tool. If you look at my account here, I've actually recorded over 1,175 videos, and I just do this all the time for doing proposals. Like you can see, these are literally all proposals I'm sending out to people for different jobs, different analysis of this kind of stuff. Now, what you're gonna do for step 4 is once you've found these problems, after you've sent out this email, right, you send out an email with your video, you show them your findings, you're like, hey, you know, I've looked up your business, here are the things that I found, here's some problems. If you wanna set up a phone call, let's talk about it, right? From there, in order to fix this, what I would do is go to a site, this is the one that I like to use, it's called Legit, and you could just simply do a search for citations. Now, citations are basically just another fancy word for business listings, and really there's a lot of services on this particular site. It's kind of like Fiverr, if you guys are familiar with Fiverr, but it's a little bit more designed for people that are doing SEO and search engine work. And you're gonna come over and you're gonna find pretty much what I found here. You're gonna see all these different listings, and we have people that will offer like Google Maps citations for local SEO. I'll boost your local SEO, high quality local citations. So like this one's pretty good, 25 bucks, this one's 13 bucks. You could go to the business owner and say, hey, do you want to fix all this stuff? And you could charge them 100 bucks, 200 bucks. You could do a more full-on plan, however you want to approach this. And there's all kinds of services that you could help them by ordering this stuff. You know, here's another good one for 30 bucks. I know this one I think I've used in the past. They have up to 350 citations that you could get, a bunch of business listings. So you could kind of use this as a combination. Maybe there's some services on here that could help fix the existing listings. And then you've also got an opportunity to add more listings. So if the business owner is interested in this, all you have to do is set this up and get this going. Now, if you guys like what you're hearing so far in this video, if you're interested in this kind of stuff, we also have an upcoming webinar that we're going to be doing. If you check the link below in the description, be sure to sign up for our upcoming webinar. We're going to be talking about some strategies around how we're going out and doing some of this stuff and making a lot of money selling leads and selling these services to businesses, so you can go out there and really build a business around helping local businesses with their SEO and their digital marketing efforts, right? So I'll let Paul take it away. If you guys found this valuable, be sure to leave a comment. I'll try to pop in and leave some comments as well. And thanks again, Paul, for letting me jump on the channel.
So there you have it, guys. That is the method. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you leave us a comment and let us know what you want to see next on the channel. We're always reading them and seeing, how we can improve and what we can do to bring the best money-making methods to you guys. If you're not subscribed yet, you're not going to want to miss the next video, so drop below, subscribe, and tick that bell notification icon so that you get notified of the new video when we release it. And guys, until next time, I will see you here right back on the channel. I am Paul James. Peace out.